Apple 30. Happy Photo Friday, everybody.
Oh, I was wondering. I thought for a second that you forgot what day it was, and I was like, "Oh no, you're the Friday man."
You're the Friday boy.
Do that?
Fratter
We messed up
Day?
last Friday. We gotta get this Friday right.
Yeah, so now we're trying to get the
We're gonna get this ending, guys. We're gonna get good end, and then next week we're gonna get true end.
Just then, Junpei heard a noise.
What was it?
Was the
Was it the
noise?
Pushmaster?
Oh no.
He spun around just in time to see June collapse in front of the fence. Oh,
Of course, it's June.
Hey, June, are you okay? Haven't we
Is this
seen
where
this?
Did this happen last time?
no, it
No,
didn't.
I guess not.
She did not respond. Junpei spun back around to face Ace. He faced Ace.
I'm sorry. I gotta go check on her. You finished the boxing, okay? Just put the cards in the boxes. I'm counting on you.
He shoved the cards into Ace's hands and ran off towards June. Yeah, I think in that previous route we put the
We
cards
did
in the
it all,
boxes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all right? What happened?
The Pushmaster. I've realized.
Can you stand? I'm here too.
As he arrived, June was climbing to her feet with Santa's help. I'm sorry. I'm fine. I just tripped.
No, you didn't.
Don't give me that. Now's not the time.
But it's true. I tripped over a box.
There are a lot of boxes. Just let me see you for a sec.
June put his palm on her forehead.
Let me see you.
Oh.
You're still warm.
Yeah,
The temperature was much the same as it had been the last time he'd checked. She wasn't hot like she'd been before, but she was still warm. Her fever wasn't completely gone.
I saw her fall. I think she really did trip on something, you know. She
Junpei
looked
would
really stupid.
have been more willing to agree if June hadn't needed quite so much help standing up.
Still, to fall down like that. Super stupid. I think she's probably still a little bit messed up.
Quick, give her the clover bookmark. June was doing her best to busy herself brushing dust off her dress. Her smile looked a little embarrassed and her face was a bit flushed, but she did look a great deal better than she had. Still.
All right, well, let's get out of here as fast as we can.
I can't stop thinking about the to be continued ending. Why would you end something to be continued? Santa is zero. And then we gotta do this.
Oh, I don't think I need anything. I don't think it's anything that serious. I just need a little medicine and some sleep, and I'll be fine. See, actually, I live for this kind of stuff. Nier Automata really does this well too, where it's literally the scene is the same, written the same, the dialogue is the same, the words are the same, but you know a piece of knowledge that like completely warps the meaning of the scene. I love that shit. Oh, it's so good.
I love hope that you love this game.
I am enjoying it a lot.
Medicine, huh? Well, if we could get in touch with anyone outside, I'll bet Ace could swing that for you easy.
Because he's a doctor?
Ace, why?
Huh? Don't you know? He's the president of a pharmaceutical company.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
Yep. He is the pharmacist. He's part of the company that was running the experiments.
Ooh.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals, the name, I think. Their flagship product is an anesthetic drug called Soporil.
I'll explain why he was carrying it around with him.
Saporil. I'll have a Saporil.
Wait, did he just use his own drug on himself because he
Maybe,
knew it was
yeah.
chill?
That somewhere.
It was chill. It's okay. I know it's chill.
I know it's be
Junpei
fine.
couldn't shake the feeling that he'd heard about Saporil before. Santa continued.
Sorry, Saporil. I was drinking coffee.
I did drink some myself.
It's an anesthetic that is a gas at room temperature. A lot like how nitrous oxide is. Takes only a few seconds to spread, and even a small amount is very
Oh shit, was that using the grenade? Was that what knocked us out?
A bunch of countries quickly accepted it for widespread use within their police and
'Cause that would
military forces.
mean Ace was zero.
I think
they
Ace
said-
might be
Or at
zero.
least had access to the gas.
It was an effective crowd suppressant and room clearer. It was practical, ethical, and the humane nature of it made it the ideal drug. It's been around for about 6 years. They developed it from an extract of several different roots. I know a lot about this thing. No reason. It became popular almost as soon as it was made public, with many governments placing large orders. Demand for Soporil skyrocketed, and of course that meant Cradle Pharmaceuticals' stock did too. Ace is a billionaire.
Why do you know all this?
Santa's information was interesting, but Junpei couldn't help but feel a little suspicious. I think this is the only time Junpei has called out somebody for just dropping like intense random exposition on him.
It's like my
this
girlfriend
is
would know
weird.
everything, but Santa, look at you.
Yeah.
Street rat.
Santa's reply was blunt and simple.
I Hearing it from the old man himself.
From Ace? When?
By the number 4 door at the central stairway when we were searching the second class room.
He said all of that.
Yeah, remember how Snake, 7, and you went to door 5? Remember that choice that you made that was really important to get this ending? It was back then. I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he ran his own company. And I was like, cool, man, I want to run my own company. I want to make dresses and shit. And he was like, different kind of company.
I want to put bullets in floorboards.
Yeah, I also want to. Yeah. After that, we just started talking, and I guess it came up, you know? Like how talking works?
Yeah, it came up.
Are you worried about something?
No, nothing.
As he spoke, Junpei looked over toward Ace.
What are numbers?
What is 1?
I haven't worked hard in a long time.
You seem to be having difficulty with the 9 boxes.
What the hell is he
having like
doing?
number blindness?
He turned back to June and Santa.
Something's up with him.
Help me.
June, don't push yourself, all right?
Yeah.
Santa, could you take care of her? I'll go check on Ace. Looks like he's an idiot.
Yeah, sure. Trust me with your girlfriend.
He gave them both a short nod, then turned and headed towards Ace.
What are you doing?
Ace's back was to him as Junpei approached. The older man turned around to look at him. His
By
face
virtue of my old age, I no longer remember what the numbers are.
His face was pale and covered in sweat.
What happened? Nothing. My vision has gotten rather blurry. I think perhaps because of fatigue. I can't see very well at the moment. What can't you see well? These pictures.
Ace held the cards out to Junpei, splayed out in the shape of a fan.
Don't care to admit it, but I may be developing presbyopia. Presbyopia.
That sounds Russian.
Presbyopia. Growing old is a difficult thing.
He made the best attempt he could at a self-deprecating smile, but his face was flushed and his lips were pale and drawn.
And funny guy. And then he read, I'll leave the rest to you because I can't see. I'm feeling awfully tired, so if you don't mind, I'd like to rest for a
Everyone
bit.
passing out now.
Yeah.
He shoved the cards into Junpei's hand and walked quickly away. Junpei looked at him quizzically.
How could simply looking at cards have tired him out?
You don't know what being old's like.
Junpei looked down at the cards in his hands. All of these pictures were quite clear and each person easily recognizable. Was Ace's vision truly so bad?
We all have different color hair, and like if you look at the portraits,
Yeah.
like Clover is all red.
Wait a minute.
Does he have...
But
what are you thinking, Jeff?
I'm thinking, what if the 9th man was like a colleague of his, and that was who the 9th man was calling out to, and he says, you said this is what I had to do, and that's why he's looking at the pictures now and feeling guilty.
I don't know. I'm not a part of... I don't... No, Jeff. I don't like it.
What was your theory, Beth?
What was my theory? That he might have some kind of either facial blindness or some inability to know what numbers go to what people, and is trying to hide that.
Huh.
Maybe a facial blindness. I don't know.
He's recognized us before, though.
no, if his vision was truly that bad, well, but if it wasn't, what had made him so uncomfortable?
That was when Junpei remembered what he'd heard from Lotus much earlier.
Look at my boobs.
Jesus Christ.
Prosopagnosia. Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
right.
Ow! 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 Pew, pew, pew! Beth, bullseye for me. I feel very good about that. Guys,
right.
I'm sorry that I celebrate so uproariously. I really shouldn't.
Yeah, you sound like you're in pain.
Yeah, I'm humble. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or over yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even the people they're close to.
But he can remember my boobs.
Yeah, that's how he identifies her.
Jeez. Maybe he's got
I wonder if that's the reason for Lotus's clothing, is that they were like, we're designing these characters and we already have like an average sized woman and we've got another average sized woman. How do we make sure that Ace can tell them apart? She's dressed like a stripper.
Yeah.
Junpei took another look at Ace.
He's just sad. Look at him.
I can't see faces. I go and I ask for a caricature drawn of me and I can't even tell if it's accurate.
Is this me or is this just lying?
He sat at the base of the stairs looking quite depressed.
Oh, man.
What does my wife look like? I don't know.
He looks depressed enough to have it.
Oh.
If you really did have prosopagnosia, there was no doubt it was a depressing and painful experience. People live with disabilities all the time, Junpei. It's fine. Dude. Still, Junpei didn't feel like patting him on the shoulder and telling him everything would be all right would help that much.
Because it wouldn't.
Still, Junpei felt perhaps it was best he keep Ace's condition to himself, at least for the time being.
Oh, well.
Doing his best to clear his mind for the task at hand, he turned back toward the boxes.
Oh, well. I can see faces. Back to it.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah. Time to solve the 9 boxes puzzle.
Ace is over there like, you're all 0 to me because I cannot remember your face.
9 cards with pictures and 9 boxes. Junpei stared at them for a moment and then began.
I think we may have gotten it.
Oh God, these fucking pins. Okay, good. We don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I just had a flashback. All right, let's do it.
All
Leave
right,
no
not
one
leaving
behind.
anyone behind.
We're gonna get the good ending. Hopefully the one where we all live to tell the tale. Although this is the one where Clover locked herself in the room, right?
Like, Clover still doesn't know that her brother's got something going on. We still don't have any idea what's going on with Snake.
That's true, yeah.
Astonishing.
Well, you would think he's in the coffin, but why? And how did he get there?
Yeah.
Junpei and June ran to the large hospital room together. As quickly as they could, they searched around and under the beds and in the corners.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
All right, just in case, we should go take a look in the shower room.
The shower room?
Because she may be
Just
taking a shower. That's where her brother is. She may have gone to see
It's not the
him.
craziest thing to search.
Oh, yeah.
June bit her lip. She knew as Junpei did that there was only one thing to see in the shower room, and it was not pleasant.
Yeah, but doesn't Clover know that we found the arm thing?
Not in this route.
Not in this route? Okay.
So she might discover it on her own.
That's true.
Oh.
And then still try to come after Seven and Lotus?
With the axe.
With the axe, yeah.
Well, we might as well check, right? Let's go.
Maybe we'll have to talk her down in this one. There was a screwdriver stuck between the door and the frame.
Good. We can still get in.
Thanks, Seven.
We should thank Seven later.
Oh, okay. Or right now.
Later,
whatever.
Beth.
Be dead.
Sorry.
Junpei and June slipped through the door, moving down the hallway and stepped into the shower room. Just as we left it.
Wait, is it clean?
Oh yeah, that's weird.
No luck.
Yeah, I don't think she's here. June's voice was faint, and she placed her hands over her mouth. Her face looked a little green.
It's not clean.
Smells horrible. Ugh.
The stench in the room was almost unbearable. It had grown far more unpleasant since their last visit. Junpei had eaten a lunch. He would have had difficulty retaining it.
But he didn't, so you didn't have to say it.
Yeah.
He wanted to leave room as... Don't step on my gimmick.
I'm sorry. I forgot myself. I had one success earlier today, and now I'm like, all of the things are mine.
I don't need you. He wanted to leave the room as soon as possible, but he had to be sure. And the only way to be sure was to check the other side of the divider.
Let's check the back just to be sure.
June offered no resistance and nodded weakly to Junpei.
Ew, she's like huddled in the blood. Like a little blood gremlin. Oh, hi, Junpei.
He stopped at the corner and turned his head.
She's not here.
As he'd expected, Clover was nowhere to be seen, but where's the bracelet?
No.
The only thing on the other side of the divider was a dead body lying in a reddish-brown puddle of drying blood.
Snake. Just where did your sister go?
Junpei whispered to what was once Snake.
Snake's like, no, over there.
He didn't respond.
He'd asked rhetorically, of course, as there was no way he'd get an answer. He gave a deep sigh.
It's such a horrible way to go. The skull's shattered, the left arm's hideously twisted. Wait.
Oh, and this does Junpei realize on his own?
Maybe.
The bright white of the ulna was clearly visible through the remains of skin and muscle. Bright white. Ulna.
Bones.
My favorite anime studio. The pieces fell into place. Junpei remembered something Clover had told him in the laboratory.
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. The accident hurt him really bad.
Of course. Why didn't I realize it earlier?
Because no one told you.
Clover had told Junpei that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. But the left arm of the corpse behind the divider was quite clearly a real human arm. Or at least it had been once. That meant the corpse. Jumpy? June's unsure voice at Jumpy's suddenly strange behavior drew his attention back to her.
Oh, sorry for making you wait. Let's go. I just had a major revelation. I'm just not going to tell you about
I'm going to tell you, I don't want to bother you.
Jeez.
Junpei and June headed back toward the large hospital room. They stepped through the door and out of the shower room.
What were you guys doing?
Down the hallway they went, searching for Clover in every corner. They reached the stairs when 7 appeared, breathless and yelling.
Junpei, June, where are you guys? Where were you?
And his face was drawn. Something terrible had happened. Junpei's breath caught in his throat.
But good end.
Did something happen?
But this is the good end.
7 drew a shaking hand across his face and gulped down a breath of air.
Clover's dead.
What?
I found her in the first class bathroom.
Prove it. I want to see your body.
Here we go.
Yep. You're gonna get your wish. Oh. I still can't recognize faces.
Did she take
Is this
herself
Clover?
out? I bet she took herself out.
Oh yeah, she might have
Yeah,
committed
she
suicide.
upped herself. Oh boy. Oof. Whoosh. Sheesh. Wow.
Oh, gosh.
Wowie. That was a run.
All sounds ceased for Junpei. The world was an empty, muffled expanse. Then he began to hear his own breathing.
Oh, geez.
Oh, it's sad.
She's crying.
Jun's mouth moved, but he heard nothing. She tried once more, and then her energy was gone, and she collapsed against the wall. He could have helped her, but he hadn't, and now she was dead. So he stood there.
The phrasing was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I thought you were talking about June.
Yeah.
That was
No, June dead. June's gone.
June dies instantly upon the sight.
Clover, why did this happen?
He forced his body to move. Each step felt like another nail pounded into his heart. Finally, he was in front of her. The sink. He knelt and placed 3 fingers against Clover's neck.
In the sink?
In the sink. No pulse. He can't recognize faces, so he goes to the sink and is like, Clover.
Clover, you're cold and metally.
But your knob is still in place.
Did Flux turn on?
But she was still warm. I don't think so.
Okay, good.
her eyes were-
It probably did.
Yeah. Sorry if the screen's getting a little bit tinted.
Browner, yeah. Easy, that is, were it not for the slowly expanding puddle of blood beneath her. He traced its source to her back. Oh no, that would be a weird way to kill yourself.
That is a weird way to kill
A
yourself.
gash. Did Snake kill her?
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. A gash just beneath her shoulder blade. Was the weapon a knife, perhaps? If it was a knife, the killer had taken it when they left. When he closed his eyes, he saw Clover smile.
Weird.
Clover.
In another life, I kill everyone.
Yeah.
Her innocent smile, her energy. He would never see her smile
It's a
again.
weird one to do after that last ending.
Yeah, exactly.
No way.
He could have done something. He could have helped her. His stomach twisted itself into a sickening knot.
Let's get out of here, June.
Junpei lifted a limp June from the floor and carried her from the bathroom.
But who did it?
But this
Who
is the
done it?
good end.
Snake? Are you all right?
It was a foolish question, and he knew it. Yeah, I think so. Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she received were not likely to recede as quickly.
Yeah.
Fair.
Y'all need therapy. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder and they walked back to the bathroom.
You should get some rest. I'm tired. Here, the bed. Can you sit?
Not now, Junpei. There's a
Yeah.
dead girl next to us.
She nodded once and stared at the floor. There were 4 others in the room.
So you
Ace,
can't
Lotus,
hanky-panky.
Santa, and 7. Unless we all hanky-pank. They all stared at nothing, their faces drawn and tired.
If you're about to die, might as well.
Yeah. After a while, they drifted in the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the center of it and looked around as the slumped figures gathered there.
I have a great idea, guys.
What's up?
Pillow fight!
Junpei, no!
Junpei, no!
Who was the first to find the body? Me.
7 spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. 7's hand was up.
Why'd you come to this room? Look for Clover. Why else? I found her body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside. I got to the top of the stairs by the casino and yelled as loud as I could. Hey guys, I found her, but she's bad. She's in the bathroom in the first class cabin. Come quick, or something like that.
That's what he yelled.
That's what I yelled. Yeah. And then when I went back to the bathroom, Ace, Santa, and Lotus showed up real soon after that. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something because you didn't show. So I took off down the stairs to look for you. After that, I mean, you know the rest, right?
Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask.
Did you kill her?
7, there's one more thing I'm worried about. What? you stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frame, right? Why'd you do that? Come on, didn't I already tell you that? I did that so the door wouldn't lock.
So this is when we first played the game. We did a run through where he was like being kind of sneaky in the casino area.
Yeah, well, it seemed like he wanted her to go back and get something. Or something like that.
Because there was a lockbox in one of those rooms that we never got into.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Is that the plate that they're talking about?
The door wouldn't lock, so we'd come back to this room. So we could come back to the room. Oh, you think I did it? Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say, doesn't it? For crying out loud. Whoa.
Seven sighed and shook his head.
You follow me.
There were two doors standing next to one another. He opened the one to the right.
Yeah, lockbox.
Oh, yeah.
A closet? Yeah.
Seven stepped inside. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured toward a small box. The box was a small metal cube. He looked at Junpei.
This is the reason. This safe. We couldn't open it when we were getting through this room. I figured there might be something pretty important in it, and couldn't stop thinking about it. I figured eventually we might figure out what the numbers are for the safe, and if we did, I didn't want to screw around with door 5 again. So I put the plate in the exit door so we could get back in that way. You get it now? Yeah.
Junpei nodded and looked at the safe. He grabbed the handle and shook it.
That didn't work. Figured it wouldn't open.
It was as locked as it had been when Seven found it.
Yeah. Huh?
There was one change, however.
Oh, this is...
Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder.
What?
Rust?
Oh.
Junpei stared at it, considering.
Ice 9? If there's rust here, that means...
water, yeah.
Yeah.
Has someone opened the safe?
Oh, or that the door creaked and rust fell.
Oh.
Maybe.
Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom.
Check her pockets. Check Clover's pockets. She didn't say anything.
Sorry.
I still can't recognize faces. Who died? They sat, frozen in place by shock and grief and fatigue. Junpei finally wiped the mustard from his eyes.
Oh, mustard. Delicious.
The room felt tiny and oppressive, and the thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. And maybe we can have this like little seance like away from the bleeding body.
Yeah, right?
Junpei turned and headed for the living room. More like the dead room. Anything to get out of there.
Maybe there's another clue? Anything that might lead us to discover who stabbed Clover?
As quickly as they could, they searched around and under the beds and in the corners. His eyes caught on the door. The door that led to the passageway of door number 5.
Behind this door. The 9th man's body is behind there. Maybe I should have another look at it just in case?
Quietly, he pushed open the door.
So I was certain that the 9th man's death and body was just a way to confirm our fates if we do the wrong thing.
Right.
And that it wouldn't come back.
Ah.
So I'm surprised if it comes back.
Yeah.
Like maybe his identity would come back, but him himself.
Ugh.
The smell hit him like a blow to the face.
Yep.
Still dead.
Hell, the smell is...
His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air.
Do you think bodies smell that bad
I think so, yeah. They do smell pretty bad.
after they've been exploded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violent
But like,
froth.
what if there's something else going on that makes it smell even worse? It's not supposed to smell this bad.
Maybe, but I don't think the game is trying to imply that.
You guys haven't ever smelled the inside of a body?
No. It was too much for him, and he vomited. A thin stream of yellow water and bottles splattered onto the floor.
Oh, dinner.
First class.
I don't want novel mode anymore.
He wiped his mouth weakly and stared at the dead body. Chunks of torn flesh lay in an arc around the body. What remained of its intestines had slid out into the floor. The pool of blood that framed it was half dry, but so thick that it had taken on a texture not unlike that of an egg yolk prepared sunny side up.
Stop it, game!
Oh, I got you.
Yuck!
On the floor next to the broken mass of the man's head lay his glasses, cracks spidering across the lenses.
If only he could see.
The bloodstains near them had already dried like scabs on the floor.
Wait.
That was when he noticed.
It's gone. His bracelet, it's gone. Oh.
It was right next to the glass. Oh, sorry.
It was right next to the glasses.
But now,
It's not next to the
it was
glasses.
gone.
Good
The number
memory.
9 bracelet was gone.
But why?
Had someone taken it? He was turning it over and over in his mind when he heard Seven's voice.
Huh? Where'd Junpei go?
I mean, it makes sense to take it.
Yeah, it had drifted out to him from the living room. Junpei walks slowly out of the hallway. Wait a minute. But the fuck, the ninth man's body was still there, right?
Yeah.
So who the hell's body do we think is Snake's body?
I don't know, man. There's 3 bodies. There's like quote unquote Zero, who's dead in the captain's quarters.
Yes.
There's Bloody Not Snake, and then there's Ninth Man. Like what?
I don't know. Oh, there you are. Were you looking for something in the hallway?
Seven looked up as Junpei entered the room.
Yeah. Did you find something?
It's with the 9th degree.
He thought for a moment before he responded.
No, nothing.
Technically, it wasn't a lie. He hadn't found anything in a way. In fact, that was the problem. Something he'd expected to find hadn't been there. The ninth man's bracelet.
What's up? Well, I wanted you to take a look at something. What is it? What is
Seven led Junpei back to the bathroom. It's a dead girl.
Clover.
Oh boy.
As Clover's corpse came into view, he felt his heart flip and then fall back to the bottom of his stomach. Okay, we get it. Dead bodies. Bad. Don't like them.
Don't like them. Not into it. Especially when they're fresh.
Something between a sigh and a groan escaped his lips.
What was it that you wanted to show me?
His voice was hollow and empty.
I searched Clover's body again.
She's missing her rest.
A real shame. She was stabbed once in the back, probably by a knife or something. And I found this.
Or is it the note in her jacket? As he spoke, he moved around Clover's head. He knelt down and flipped open her right hand.
Oh, yeah. What?
She was holding a piece of paper.
So this is the note that she didn't share with us.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's a beautifully drawn hand, by the way.
Yeah, that is really good.
I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, basic stuff, because the cops will be here any minute, obviously. Well, I did borrow one thing.
He wasn't sure what that meant, but it likely didn't matter. The paper was more important.
I'm opening it. Yeah, I feel like everything matters. Why would he say it? Oh, yeah, that kind of doesn't matter. We'll come back to that.
Junpei has a lot of those moments.
Yeah.
He picked it up and carefully opened it. There were 2 sentences written on it.
Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
What?
What is this? Some kind of secret code?
Is this hexadecimal time?
So great.
Seven peered over Junpei's shoulder at the note. Junpei stepped away from Clover's body and into the living room. He began to pace, attempting to decode the note.
A code.
The first clue was likely the phrase sinister hand. Sinister hand means...
Shit,
The
dude, I
left
don't
hand?
know.
Because the right hand of God is...
Right hand
maybe.
is
Jesus.
giving and left hand is taking.
That's
I
what
guess
I'm.
let's say left hand.
That's what
yeah.
I'm thinking. Sinister was a term used in heraldry that meant to the left of the bearer of the coat of arms.
I'll take your word for it.
The left hand. What does the left hand mean?
Junpei looked at his own left arm.
Oh,
At the bracelet.
A
on his
watch.
wrist.
It all comes back.
I found my watch. The watch was within me all along.
Does the darkness of the sinister hand have something to do with the bracelet?
He examined the bracelet closely. Sinister hand of a clock?
There's 2 things sticking out on either side of the face, the left and the right sides of the face. Left and right. Left and right. The L and R on the wall.
That's
LLR.
right.
Right and left. Truth is gone. Truth gone. Truth gone. Maybe those 2 words.
Tron. We have to enter the Tronosphere.
Or Gruth.
Gone had wait, reading them backwards. Enog. That doesn't work. Reading it out loud. Truth had gone. Truth had gone.
Truth gone. Truth had gone.
Truth had
How about
gone.
switching the sentence around?
What else could gone and truth?
Gone had
reading
truth.
backwards?
Gone had truth.
Truth had gone. Gone had truth. Truth gone had. Had gone truth. No. Eog da hethut.
What about gone in truth? What else could gone in truth mean?
Yeah, I guess that's my best idea.
What else could gone in truth mean? Truth, of course, means something that is correct, something that's fact. In other words, something that is right.
Oh, right.
You could then safely assume that gone means left. After all, After someone left, they were gone. But in this case, they clearly refer to the directional homonyms. Then truth equals right, gone equals left.
Okay, I'm in. I'm down.
Junpei looked at the bracelet again.
Oh, is it like a
The left and
Konami
right of
code?
the
Maybe, yeah.
bracelet, those two things sticking out. So if I
Oh, yeah.
press them in the following order,
Oh, shit.
truth is gone.
Yeah,
truth is gone.
Wait, we should write this down.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Okay.
This is a thing. Truth is gone.
It's truth had gone.
Three times?
I think so. Truth had gone. Truth had gone. Was it 3 or was it 2 times?
That was 3 times.
I thought it was 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
But there wasn't right, left. It was
So it'd be right, left, at least.
Yes. So, right, left, that must be.
Is there only one option that says right, left?
yeah.
Okay, that must be it.
And that must be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Truth
looks
had
right
gone.
to me.
Yeah. Right, left, left. And then Oh shit.
Oh.
We just changed numbers?
One after another, 8 numbers flashed on, then off of the face of Junpei's bracelet.
Wait, did it just
He checked one more time to be sure. Oh, is that the combination to the safe, maybe? Or to the coffin?
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah, wait. 1, 4, 3.
83421. 143
143 83421.
Okay, that's important.
Okie dokie, I got.
whoa. Huh? Hey, what are those numbers?
This feels like this is the first one that feels like a real.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Junpei didn't answer. He couldn't answer.
Like everything else was very video gamey, and this is besides the code like E equals 9. That stuff.
Yeah.
I guess that's puzzly too. This game's good.
Junpei didn't answer. He couldn't answer. He had no idea what they were either. Besides, he was sure he would forget the numbers in the order they came in if he said anything.
So these are going to open up the
coffin, probably.
Yeah. 143 83421. Muttering the numbers to himself.
Muttering the numbers to himself over and over again, Junpei headed toward the bathroom.
1 2 3 4 2 3 1 2 4 1438 3421 1438 3421.
If you mutter them too many times, you're going to lose it.
That's true.
1438 3421 1438 321. Maybe it's this safe?
Maybe, but I don't know how that would, I guess.
That's
but I
another
still think it's for the
option.
coffin, yeah. Before long, he found himself in front of the safe again. Its lock was the only device he could think of that required a sequence of numbers, such as the ones he'd just discovered.
Because he hasn't discovered the coffin yet.
Right. Besides, someone had opened the safe at least once already. Had Clover come to the bedroom to open it? Junpei slowly dialed the numbers the bracelet had given him.
Yeah, but even if we get into it, we're not going to get what's in it because someone's already opened it.
Right. 1 to the right, 4 to the left. And
No dice?
no, it's just we're doing the rest of them. Finished. Bingo.
Oh, man.
I knew it was for this.
That was for the coffin.
It might be also, or maybe the coffin key is in here. A small telltale sound of a lock opening. He grabbed the handle, took a deep breath, and pulled it up.
Is this some sort of note?
Why would this be in
Inside
here?
was a piece of paper. It was roughly the same size as the one Clover had
Is this
been
our
holding.
script?
Let's see.
Junpei picked it up. This is what it said.
Fact 1. The nunnery game was played once before 9 years ago. Fact 2. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago.
Hold on a second. It's one of these are one of these puzzles. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, write this
2
down.
Game 9 years ago. So Snake.
Yep.
Okay.
Fact 3. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceuticals CEO.
Which is one.
One.
Yep.
Oh, that's their names. I'm going to write them down because I actually... Hongo. Okay.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff.
Nagisa Nijisaki.
That wouldn't be Lotus, would it?
Possibly.
Probably not, but maybe it was, yeah.
She
never said she didn't work for
She's
them.
a computer genius.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and
Did you write
she's
that
old
down?
enough to be a part of it.
True.
Cradle. I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to write this down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, keep going. Cradle Pharmaceuticals R&D Supervisor Teruraki Kobata. I'm so sorry. Majority shareholder in Cradle Pharmaceuticals Kagichika Musashido.
I must punish them for the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive, that innocent souls might be saved. I now state the truth. 0.
Well, if Santa's sister did die in the nonary games, he would have the motivation to avenge.
If Zero's sister died?
Well, yeah, because like if we know that at least one girl died in the nonary games, because 7 mentioned her and Clover mentioned her, that this mystery girl died. Santa's also alluded to a sister who was like very important in his life and who was kind of his balance between good and evil, the White Santa and the Black Santa. So it is possible that Santa is 0.
I don't want it to be true. It's what makes the most sense, though, yeah.
Junpei left the closet. There were 5 people waiting for him in the bedroom. Ace, Lotus, Santa, 7, and June. He looked at each one of them in turn and slowly placed his hands in the pockets of his vest.
Sorry,
or Snake, because Snake was in the previous game, actually.
Do you think you could all
Why would
come
Zero
with me?
say, like, mention Snake, though? In this, like, clue paper.
I don't know.
And so this 7 couldn't have been a part of this pharmaceutical thing because he was
No, he's a
investigating
cop
the
trying to
whole
bust
thing.
it, yeah.
So that takes 7 out of it, which leaves these 4, right?
Yeah. He looked at each one of them in turn, then slowly placed his hands in the pockets of his vest.
Sorry, but can you all come with me? Come with you?
The teens aren't old enough to be a part of a pharmaceutical company.
No. I mean, I don't think all the pharmaceutical members are in this game.
Okay.
I want all of you to go to the big hospital room.
Why?
There's something I want to be sure of.
Maybe they're related to people, so like them dying would hurt that person more?
Possible, yeah. Possibly.
What do you want to be sure of?
I want to know if the person I suspect is really the culprit.
Oh, don't you love it when your protagonist suspects someone, but you're the player don't?
Yeah. Wait, then you're saying, yeah, I think I've got it figured out. I know who killed Snake and Clover.
The atmosphere in the room changed. Grief was suddenly gone, replaced by a tension like a strap of leather stretched to its limit. 5 set of eyes stared at Junpei. He pretended not to notice.
Anyway, if you could all please move to the big hospital room, I'll explain everything as soon as we get there.
Casually. Then, almost as if on cue, the bell began to ring.
Ding dong bing bong.
They all heard it. It's time for class trial. It was the bell from the clock in the main staircase.
But actually, though?
We all descended deeper
Yep.
into the bowels of the...
Deeper, still descending.
Falling into despair and sadness and more despair. It's 5 o'clock. 4:30? No, it's 5 o'clock. We don't have a lot of time left. Let's go.
Slowly, one by one, they followed Junpei out of the bedroom.
Dot, 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 baby. Zab, 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 baby.
Actually, before we get started, I was hoping you could do something
Let's
for
review
me.
the rules of the class trial. Junpei stopped in front of the door 3 and turned around.
A7 and Lotus, could you please place your palms on the red? Huh?
Why? If we need to get to the shower room, why don't we just...
No, we're not going inside. Once you've authenticated, step away from the door. Why? Please, just do it.
Junpei, what do you know?
Or perhaps you don't want to know who killed Snake and Clover.
Is he just testing to make sure the door closes on its own after a while?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Junpei's implication was clear, and 7 understood perfectly.
Ugh, fine. What about you, Ace? Lotus? Very well, I'll do that.
Sure.
Quickly, they pressed their palms onto the red. Once they had finished, they stepped away from the door as Junpei had instructed. 3 asterisks shown from the red's display panel.
I have this idea. I don't think this device responds to a hand placed on it. It instead reacts to a bracelet being brought close. You don't actually need a hand.
Junpei approached it and held his bracelet over the scanner. He made quite sure he didn't place his palm on it and instead only brought his bracelet near it.
Oh.
The 4th asterisk appeared.
I knew
Oh, so he's just confirming that if he takes someone else's bracelet, he can use it. Just as Junpei had expected, it was possible to authenticate without placing one's palm on the red, so long as the bracelet was brought near it. Junpei pulled the lever down. Door 3 opened like a hungry mouth. 9 long seconds passed. and the door shut, unfed. Junpei walked slowly back to the others, who were waiting some distance from the door, talking to one another.
Wouldn't they all be very scared?
You would think.
Yeah, I would be.
Santa and June had joined them as well. It
So
looked
you can
as though
just
they
push one person through.
Yeah. It looked as though they hadn't found a chance to break into the conversation yet. As Junpei approached, they turned to look at him, curiosity playing on their faces. Before long, the other three did as well.
What was that about?
How should I know? Ooh, he's quiet.
Clearly, they were all expecting some answers.
Thanks. I appreciate your cooperation.
Clearly, they had hoped for something more forthcoming.
I mean, it's Junpei. What do you expect?
He continued.
By the way, Ace, would you mind if I asked you something?
What's your favorite drug?
What is it? It is candy corn. It's my favorite.
Wait, does
drug.
Junpei work for him?
I don't think so. I think Junpei's just testing if he's face blind.
Do you know who I am?
Oh.
What kind of question? Just answer it, please. Who am I? You're Junpei, of course. Who else would you be? Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. What?
Ace's voice was full of surprise, but it was also tinged with confusion and fear.
Oh, don't do this to this poor old man.
Everyone else looked nearly as surprised. Santa looked especially shocked to discover he was actually someone else. If he spoke, however, the trap would be exposed. Junpei quickly continued.
The clothes I'm wearing, I borrowed from Junpei. And the clothes he's wearing are mine. We had a little swap. That's ridiculous. Impossible. So you're saying I'm not Santa? Of course you aren't. Why? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa? If you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. 1 plus equals 19. 1 plus 9 would be 10 and the digital root would be 1. But the 4 of us just opened door 3. You can't possibly be Santa. Your bracelet number isn't 3. It's 5, right? Oh.
Only then, when it was too late, did Ace realize his mistake. He set his jaw and glared at Junpei.
You're exactly right. My bracelet number is 5.
As he spoke, Junpei lifted his wrist up to show everyone the bright red 5 on his wrist.
Sorry, Ace. I tricked you. Of course, I'm not really Santa. I'm Junpei. Who could possibly think I was? It's obvious I'm not. To think I was? Ridiculous. But I guess you couldn't see just how obvious it was. I asked you before, didn't I?
Poor man.
What makes you so sure I'm not Santa? And you answered, if you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. Most people wouldn't say something like that. The first thing that would come to anyone else's mind would be the bracelet number.
Wouldn't be the bracelet number.
Wouldn't be the bracelet number. There'd only be one thing they'd say. One sentence. You don't have his face.
I do have his face right here.
You have prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia.
I like to imagine in the canon of the game, Junpei stumbles over the pronunciation. He's like,
Yeah.
Of course
you have
he would.
propagnosia.
Yeah, you have prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia, am I right?
Junpei's voice was quiet and calm. He knew the truth, so did Ace. Prosopagnosia? The others looked confused. Is that a type of pasta?
What's that?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Pasta sounds good.
No clue. Prosopagnosia is...
You heard Lotus begin to explain it to them.
Blah,
Ace
blah,
glanced
blah,
at them,
blah,
then
blah,
turned back
blah,
toward
blah,
Junpei
blah,
and
blah,
sighed.
blah, blah, blah.
Very well, I confess. I have prosopagnosia. I cannot differentiate human faces. Is this what this was about? You want to mock me for my disorder? No, not at all. I'm not making fun of you at all. In fact, I feel kind of bad for you. No, the reason I brought this up is that there's an excellent chance the person who killed Snake has prosopagnosia.
Ace's face tightened, his eyes narrowed.
Uh-oh. What do you mean?
Junpei leaned casually against the iron piping of one of the beds. He's trying to play it off cool.
Well, let me just tell you. I'll just come right out with it.
Oh, that's interesting. Because remember Zero? Zero had a captain's outfit on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
and Snake's outfit was very
captain-y.
captain-y.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was you, Ace. You killed him.
But he's not dead, though, maybe. I don't know. What?
Yeah, it is
Junpei was
weird.
suddenly very aware of 5 eyes on him.
He pretended that they weren't.
He had their undivided attention now.
But he pretended that they weren't.
The room grown very, very quiet.
But he pretended it was loud.
Junpei took a deep breath.
But pretended that he did.
That's ridiculous. What possible evidence do you... I have 3 pieces of evidence. The first, think back to a few hours ago. You made us argue over the 3 doors here in the big hospital room. There was no way all 7 people could go through them. Lotus suggested that we sacrifice one of us.
Lotus looked away awkwardly. Junpei glanced at her and continued.
Then you, Ace, said, why would you say something like that? It's pretty simple, really. You didn't want us to see the dead body in the shower room. You see, if Ace stayed behind, there were only 2 doors the rest of us could go through, door 7 and 8. There was no way we could get through door 3, the shower room. You knew that, didn't you, Ace? That's why you volunteered to stay behind.
I'd be so bad in this fucking boat.
Come on now, I think that's going a bit far. I can understand if you're jealous of my bravery, but please don't devalue my actions. I only wanted to save the rest of you. Surely you can understand my altruism.
We forced our way in one of the routes, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And then we immediately died?
That one automatically takes us to the submarine ending, yeah.
Yeah, where everyone just dies.
Yep. Junpei stared off into the darkness at something very interesting and lazily began to dig a persistent bit of wax.
Ew,
He's really hamming this up.
You knew already, didn't you?
In Junpei's mind, there's a film, there's a detective show
yeah.
This is a very...
you knew which whatever done.
Very Makoto of him.
Yeah.
Yes, here's how it happened.
You knew that whichever doors we took, eventually we'd end up back in the big hospital room. What on earth are you saying? What are you saying? Of course I didn't know that. How could I have? Really? Yes.
Pleading was not something they had heard from Ace before.
Huh.
Junpei pulled the piece of wax from his ear, glanced at it, and flicked it off into the darkness. Oh my god.
Oh, well. Even when he's alpha, he's not alpha.
No, he's not. He's trying really hard to be cool. He's very bad
at it. It's gross.
Yeah. Starts picking his nose next and is like, yeah, this is what cool guys do, right?
That's cool.
That's cool. Still got 2 more pieces of evidence that say you're the killer. The second is that, as I said earlier, you have prosopagnosia.
Every time he gets it wrong.
Proposalnovia. Then you mean to imply that the person who can't distinguish human faces must be a bad person? Junpei, they call that prejudice. No, I'm not that stupid. I just don't know how to say propaganda. Then why? Well, before I explain, I suppose there's something I should tell you. The corpse in the shower room, it's not Snake's. What?
Ace's face went pale. The others looked confused as well. If the body wasn't Snake's...
I didn't put it together right away, but there was something Clover told me. She said... Excuse me, I burped. She said that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. He'd lost his real arm in an accident. But the body we saw in the shower room, let's call him Guy X. Guy X's left arm was definitely flesh and blood. In other words, Guy X couldn't possibly have been Snake. Oh god, no, that's impossible.
Ace started muttering deliriously to himself, shaking his head back and forth. Junpei was long past caring.
Let's say...
A thought just occurred to me. Maybe the corpse in the shower room is just another leftover from the last time the Nonary games got played.
Could
9
be.
years ago?
Yeah, that's why it smells so bad.
9 years? There wouldn't be any blood.
I mean,
there would be blood, it would just be stained, yeah.
And no. I'm going to say no.
You're wrong.
Because he's proving that you can open those doors and just push someone through and the doors will close themselves.
Right, so he pushed Snake through, closed the door. Snake, because Snake has played this game before, Snake solved the puzzle on his own, escaped. There's just been a body there this whole time, and later we find the body and assume that it's Snake's.
But I thought if you open the door, you all have to enter, and then when the door closes...
But it's dry and drying.
Then,
It's just a possibility, I don't know.
There's absolutely no way that a body for 9 years would stay in that kind of a state.
I guess. The other answer is that there is another mystery person who's running around.
Right?
Because we've accounted for the 9th man, and now we've got 0, and now we've got this body.
Figure out X.
Okay.
Let's solve for X.
Yeah.
Let's say, hypothetically, that the killer didn't have prosopagnosia. If that were the case, he would immediately realize that Guy X wasn't Snake. Even if the clothes were the same as Snake's, their faces would be completely different. It would have been obvious they were... Oh, geez. And yet they still killed him. Why? Why would they kill a stranger who'd only just shown up? On the other hand, if the killer did have propagnosia, it makes sense. They thought Guy X was Snake and killed him. Wait just a moment. Let's say you're right and they mistook Guy X for Snake.
How in the world would this have happened?
Even if I did, I would have had no motive to kill him. Why would I want to kill Snake? I can think of at least 2 motives. 1, Snake knew about your past. If he ever revealed what he knew, that would have been really bad for you. You really didn't want that to happen. So to make sure Snake's mouth stayed shut, you killed him. 2, Snake had a grudge against you. You knew that, or at least you could have easily assumed he did. Even without exposing your identity, he was a threat to you. You never knew when you might be attacked. You couldn't ever let your guard down. Every moment was a moment he might try something.
Well, this doesn't make sense. Like, why would he tell Santa his whole thing, but kill Snake for not revealing to keep his identity?
Because he might not have known it was
secret.
Snake.
Because, I mean, he revealed that he was a pharmaceutical guy, but he might not know that... But Snake would be the only one who would know the pharmaceutical guys had played the Nonary games before, or had hosted the Nonary games before.
Maybe, unless... but by our logic, Santa was in it 9 years ago.
Well, I don't know if he was in the Nonary games of 9 years ago. He just was another test subject that the pharmaceutical company was using.
Oh, God.
Because they had 2 teams, right? One in Nevada who wasn't doing the Nonary game.
Okay.
You didn't want that kind of danger hanging over you, so you...
Hey, hold on a minute.
For the first time since the beginning of Junpei's explanation, someone besides Ace spoke.
You're wrong. What's the point? No, what's the past that Ace wouldn't want us to know? Why did Snake have a grudge against him?
Look at this.
Why should I have a grudge against him?
He handed Santa a small piece of paper.
What's this piece of paper?
Santa squinted at the paper and began to read.
The Nonary game was played once before, 9 years ago. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceuticals CEO.
It says attended. It doesn't mean the number 2 bracelet played the game.
Yeah.
Just attended the game.
What? What is this?
Slowly, Santa looked up from the paper. His eyes met Junpei's.
It's the message from Zero. It was in the safe in the first-class cabin.
Then suddenly...
Give me a break.
Ace's face was red and shaking, and his voice was full of fury tinged with desperation.
That paper is a lie. Someone was trying to frame me. Me. You said me, right?
Junpei's eyes narrowed, and the trap began to close.
Ooh. Oh.
Ace inhaled sharply. His eyes flicked off.
Ew, ew. Oh, so many boogers, Ace.
To something else. Wouldn't that mean... Oh, sorry.
Wouldn't that mean you're admitting you're Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals? Or am I mistaken?
It was as though a switch had been flipped. The color drained from Ace's face. As he realized what he'd done, his eyes went wide.
Very well. I admit that much. I am certainly the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals, Jintaro Hongo.
Why aren't you pronouncing the G?
So, what if I am? Listen, I'm having a tough day. I don't know anything about this Nonary game that supposedly took place 9 years ago. Everything on that scrap of paper is bullshit. Someone is trying to set me up, you see? First of all...
Ace stammered as he tried desperately to work himself into a more tenable position.
Junpei, you're claiming I did all this by myself. Think that over, alright? How could I have killed Snake all by myself? Not Snake, it was Guy X. I don't care who it was. You said that the killer put this other man into door 3, right? Yeah, maybe. Then I couldn't have possibly done that alone. I couldn't have opened door 3 with only myself and Guy X. Nope, you could have. What?
Ace's face was tight and his teeth were clenched.
Oh!
Junpei fixed him with a
He took
level
the ninth man's bracelet.
Yep.
That's okay.
The trap was about to close.
Yeah. Actually, Ace, when you were unconscious, I took something from you. Remember when you were injected with that anesthetic and fell asleep in the big hospital room? Yeah, back then, I took
But wait a minute. 1 plus 9 is 10. So if Ace were to try to kill somebody... Oh, wait. Yeah, well, he has to go into 3... Oh, yep, I'm wrong. Did my math wrong.
No, you couldn't have.
Ace's right hand moved. Junpei smiled.
I got you, Ace.
Ace, you're being so dumb.
Your right hand there tells me all I need to know. You want to tell me what you were so worried about? What's in your pocket?
Just play it cool, Ace. Why are you so stressed out?
It's the number 9 bracelet, isn't it? Ace, Guy X and the 9th man's bracelet. That was all you needed to open door 3. There's the math. 3. That's how you killed Guy X all by yourself, Ace. All you needed was the number 9 bracelet in your chest pocket.
Ace lowered his hand from where it had stopped, halfway to his pocket. He looked down at the floor, his face hidden from Junpei. All he could see was the corner of Ace's mouth, twitching like a dying fish.
How in the heck, though? Is that not Snake? Because Snake would have to have had the 7 or the 2 bracelet on.
Well, again, I think he threw Snake's body in there, but that body was just there already. Behind the 3 door.
Zero, clean up better.
If you want to play innocent, that's fine by me. Go ahead, tell me. I don't have the bracelet. That's what you want to do. But if you could take off your coat and hand it to me, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll have to take it from you by force. Right, 7? Yeah, it'll be my pleasure.
Hell yeah. 7 cracked his knuckles with a sound like gunfire. Pew, pew. Yeah, like he made the sound himself. He wasn't.
Pew, pew, pew.
Ace roared with laughter. He threw his arms wide and his head back and laughed, filling the room with a sound that scarcely belonged there.
Yes.
Then it stopped.
Oh.
No laughing in a hospital room.
His arms came down and his head dropped to look straight ahead at Junpei. Whoa. His face was flat and cold, devoid of any emotion.
Hi, bud.
Well done, Junpei. As you so correctly deduced, I have the number 9 bracelet.
I don't think he's 0, though.
I retrieved it while we were searching for the missing hardware for the red room. Oh, for the red. I left the room I was supposed to search and headed to the first-class cabin on B deck.
His voice showed no emotion, no sense of remorse or interest. He was almost bored, as though he were reciting an especially dull corporate
You were
letter.
supposed to be our dad.
My purpose was to obtain the number 9 bracelet. 9 is a potent ally in the nonary game. Adding 9 to any set of numbers wouldn't alter the digital root. 1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 plus 9 is 11, 2, and then there's 3, and there's the more numbers. As you can see, 9 is a very useful number here. With it, one can go anywhere, with anyone.
Same thing with 0.
It is, I suppose you could say, a game changer, so I made for the first-class cabin to obtain it. In mere moments, I successfully acquired the number 9 bracelet. There was also an unexpected bonus. The glasses, they helped me see. The knife the 9th man used. I quickly pocketed both of them and left. I made my way back to where I was expected to be. That's when I ran to Snake. Well, this guy X actually spotted him ahead of me. He was heading for the large hospital room and hadn't noticed me. The man wearing Snake's clothes arrived at door 3. When he stopped, I walked up behind him and called out, Snake. He turned around. He said nothing.
Is she?
His mouth simply hung half open. He seemed dazed somehow, almost like a man half asleep.
Who is she?
Perhaps he'd been drugged? It wasn't important. I tend to gloss over little things like that. I was certain that man was Snake. I knew Snake had taken part in the nonary games 9 years ago. Being blind, it made sense that he hadn't recognized me immediately upon our first meeting. But why, then, hadn't Snake said anything to me later? Surely
who is she?
He hadn't forgotten what had happened to him in the nonary game. But not once did he attempt to confront me. Did his lack of sight prevent him from fully recognizing who I was? Or perhaps Snake had conspired with Zero to deceive me. Regardless, he was a threat, and it's better to deal with him sooner than later.
I have a theory.
Yeah?
Ed?
This guy that we're looking at, who's all drugged out, has very similar facial lines as Ace, and I think he might be a son.
Whoa, okay.
Regardless, he was a threat, better to deal with him sooner than later. I had to get rid of him before he took action. With quick thinking, my plan went into motion immediately.
I murdered my son.
I held the number 9 bracelet over the red. I waved my own bracelet in front of the red, and then grabbed Snake's arm and shoved his hand against the scanner panel. The door opened, and I threw the man through it. 9 seconds later, door shuts. Kablooey. He's now dead. 81 seconds passed. Yes.
I guess he heard an explosion.
The man... Oh.
The man inside the door passed away.
Yeah. In a way, he passed away. He exploded, but
He passed several ways.
Yeah. all directions. After that, I returned to my post as though nothing had happened. After conducting my own search, I returned to the large hospital room when the 1 a.m. bell rang.
But who is she?
Ace's eyes were cold and his cheeks were hollow and pallid. When he spoke, only his lips and tongue moved. The rest of his face was eerily still. Like a robot. Junpei glared at Ace. He took a deep breath and thought about the next question he had to ask. He didn't want to. He knew what the answer would be. He just didn't want to hear it. Junpei swallowed and spoke.
Ace, did you kill Clover? Yes. Why? Why did you kill her? She was Snake's sister. It was possible he had told her something dangerous. Additionally, she had gone through door 1. It seemed likely she might have found it. Found what? Why don't you go through door 1 yourself? Perhaps it's hidden somewhere.
Seven and Lotus interrupted.
Yeah, but Lotus and I went through door 1 too.
We didn't see anything suspicious.
Yes, I thought as much after I heard your report at the central stairs, and doubt the two of you could find it, you idiots.
The fuck?
Huh?
I have good eyes.
But perhaps Clover was different. Perhaps she had found it. I was, therefore, desperate to find her. And at last I did, in the first class cabin. I spoke very calmly. Did you see it?
See what?
Don't act as if you don't understand. You were in the captain's quarters, weren't you?
What are you talking about?
Very well. By the way, what are you doing here, Clover?
What? Nothing.
There's blood on your shoes. Looks fresh.
I didn't like the color, so I changed it.
Did you go take a look at the ninth man's corpse? I see. Your silence suggests that you noticed. You saw something, didn't you? You saw that his bracelet was gone.
No.
Clover ran. She made for the exit, but Ace stood in her way.
I am giant. You aren't going anywhere.
He caught her by the collar as she passed and threw her to the floor hard.
You're staying here.
No!
She leapt back up and darted past him into the hallway. Ace followed at a run.
Don't you run, little girl. I catch you.
He was faster.
I am big man. Oh, jeez.
This is good end?
Well, we solved the mystery.
Yeah.
Quote,
No, we didn't.
solved
We don't know who Zero
the mystery.
is.
I was
Oh
doing
my
air quotes
God.
there.
That was how I killed Clover.
His face hadn't changed.
Unless fucking like Santa really is Zero and just standing back like, all right, cool.
Maybe. If he felt guilt or remorse or anything one might feel after taking the life of another human being, it didn't show.
You son of a bitch!
Seven's whole body trembled with rage and his voice rumbled with hate.
I would have done it.
Santa's eyes were bloodthirsty, and Lotus and June's faces were distorted by anger and hatred.
Is there a deep irony that we need him to get through the ninth door? I don't know math,
Yeah, right.
so I don't know.
I guess it's also possible your theory that June is Zero, and that's why. But Santa figured that out, and that's why he took her hostage. Although then I don't know why he didn't just say June is Zero. So anyway, Ace looked at them and smiled. It was a cold, cruel thing with no humor in it. He shook his head and sighed.
I admit it. I've lost. I have lost completely and utterly. But
But okay, I have a problem with this game just throwing in a random man.
I mean, we'll
Who
see.
is she?
Maybe there might be it might be revealed.
But don't misunderstand, Junpei. I didn't lose to you. I lost to Zero, not you. What? I'm rather disgusted with myself for falling into such a simple trap.
It was pretty lame.
I look the fool. And it was a trap, make no mistake. I was trapped and manipulated by Zero.
Are we Zero?
The man I killed in the shower room. If he wasn't Snake, then I have no idea who he was. But he was wearing Snake's clothes, and that was no coincidence. He had also been injected with something that reduced his cognition and prevented him from identifying himself or resisting me.
Ew.
And I can't forget that the components that were removed from the red before we arrived have no doubt that Zero planned all of this.
This is not what's happening. But in my
made
brain
sure-
right now, I'm like, maybe there's another set of 9 people who are running around.
I mean, maybe.
Zero made sure I would kill that man.
What an elaborate plan, because then not only did Zero count on him to kill that man, he counted on us to figure it out, which is,
Right.
with Junpei, that's a stretch.
It follows, of course, that Zero knew everything I would do, that I would try to take the number 9 bracelet, that I would try to kill Snake, everything.
Suddenly, Junpei remembered the paper he'd found in the safe. He remembered the last words Zero had written on it.
I am Zero.
I must punish them for the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive.
The innocent souls might be saved. I now state the truth.
Here, he
remembered other words he had heard from Clover.
I think Zero is one of us.
One by one, Junpei looked at the 5 people standing in front of him. Ace, Santa,
Hey.
June, 7, Lotus.
Zero is one of us? No, wait. There's one more person. Snake. The man who died in the shower room isn't Snake. That means he's almost certainly still alive. Maybe Snake is Zero? Maybe he made Gaiax wear his clothes so that we'd all think he was dead?
Oh my god, please have Naked Snake
Snake
just
now?
swing down from the ceiling.
No, I think Naked Snake's in the coffin.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, waiting for everyone to, like, do their thing.
Well, I think now it's sort of making sense that Santa is Snake. Santa subdued Snake, took his clothing, put it on this other person, threw Snake in the coffin, and then let the things roll.
What? What's this other dude doing here?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I hate other dude.
What if he's off somewhere laughing at us? If he is Zero, he must have been lying to us about
Or
everything
maybe that
else.
other dude is Zero and Santa is just renegade, just like fucking going crazy.
That's almost more fun to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I was like, is this gonna say bad end?
I believe I finished with my confession. Why don't we start moving?
He sounded as if he just finished doing nothing more than exciting than describing the weather. For Santa, it was the last straw.
All right, fuck you. What is this shit? You aren't going anywhere, you son of a bitch. We're gonna leave your ass here too.
Why? Because I killed Clover? That's ridiculous. Why are you so upset that I killed the little bitch? She's nothing to you, a stranger. You only met a few hours ago. Am I wrong?
Nah, dude, she's my girlfriend.
You bastard!
7 roared and lifted a fist that would likely have shattered Ace's jaw, but someone else was faster.
Lotus.
Oh, it was Lotus. She stepped toward Ace, raised a fist of her own,
Oh yeah, Lotus.
and drove it straight into his nose.
Let's see the consequence. He does not seem to be affected.
Blindsiding
It wasn't very
me
effective.
With a you've got some flair, don't you? I confess. I rather like a tough woman.
Ew.
He sniffed and wiped a small trickle of blood from his nose with a raised eyebrow.
Well, maybe you'd like another one then.
Before that, let me give you one of my own.
Hey, no punch, huh?
Lotus barely had time to blink, except he announced it.
Yeah,
He
right.
snaked his arm around her and pulled Lotus's back up against him.
Oh, he's gonna stab her.
In the same motion, he reached into his coat pocket.
Oh,
He's got the gun.
What is
now.
what?
It was a gun, the revolver. Almost lazily, he tilted it to point at Lotus's head.
I think I reacted the same way.
With with Santa? Yeah.
If any one of you so much as blink, I won't hesitate to pull this trigger. I've already killed 3 people. Don't think I'm not ready to make it 4.
3?
3 people? What do you mean?
Very well. Let me take this opportunity to illuminate you. The person who killed the night man was me.
Oh.
Although, I suppose to be more accurate, I encouraged him to get himself killed.
Ace.
While we were examining the main staircase, he came to me and told me his name. I recognized it at once. So I gave him a little push, just a little white lie. It seems the settings for the dead were altered. Now it only requires a single person to deactivate the detonator in the bracelet. Investigate what's beyond door 5. We'll meet again
So
later.
that confirms my theory that the ninth man was a former employee.
Good job.
And with that,
Bye.
Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then. Shit! Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied!
oh, so that's what he was meaning when he said you lied.
Yeah. Open the door, please! I'm begging
He
you!
wasn't talking about Zero, he's talking about Ace.
Yeah. Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Oh my god, there's no time left! Listen, I was lied to. He lied to me. He put me in here. It was him. He killed me. It was him!
It's great he said his name.
No, I can't pronounce Japanese! Oh my guts!
They had 4 reasons for killing him.
I hope you
One,
missed them.
as I said before in the Nunner again, number 9 bracelet is of utmost importance. If I had allowed him to keep such a useful tool, he, or it, would have become a threat to me. As such, I decided that he should be eliminated early on. Number 2. I wanted the number 9 bracelet. If I could manage to obtain it, I would be able to manipulate the game as I saw fit. They would be unable to acquire the bracelet unless its owner was dead. That's the second reason. Number 3. Even setting aside his number, he would have been nothing but trouble for me. He was aware of my past. He knew what happened here 9 years ago. It was important that I eliminate him before he's able to disseminate this information. Number 4. Lastly, I wish to conduct a simple test. A test to see if this nonary game was serious or a poor attempt at the joke. I needed to be quite sure. As such, I encouraged him to act against the rules so they might observe the outcome because I manipulated.
Jinpei glared at him.
I don't get your third motive. What the hell happened 9 years ago? Didn't I say the nonary game was played? I planned it out, and I conducted its execution. What on earth was it supposed to do? I don't really think I have any obligation to tell you that.
Ace smirked. He was trying to provoke them, and it was working. Although Ace had paid very little attention to Lotus after catching her, the gun had never wavered from her temple. She looked quite pale, and when she spoke, her voice shook.
Hey, what's with this gun? Where did he get this?
Why don't you tell her, Santa?
Santa ground his teeth and glared at Ace.
On the other side of the door 6. We found the gun in the coffin in the cargo room, right? Ugh, that bastard must have grabbed it when we weren't looking.
Indeed I did. That was a pretty serious mistake, you know. Just saying you intended to leave it behind.
We all said so. We all said we should grab it. And then the game said no.
If Santa is a avenging Zero or avenging non-Oregon player, it makes sense that maybe Lotus is also an employee, Ace is an employee, and maybe June is also an employee, and that's why Santa chose those 4 people to go through the 9 door with him.
Were there other combinations to add up to 9?
I don't know, probably.
Well, there isn't much time left. I'll be off then.
But where are you going?
There's still weird stuff about June.
Do I really need to explain? I had assumed it would be obvious. I have the number 9 bracelet, and now I have Lotus. 9 plus 8 plus 1 is 18. Its didgeridoo is 9. Wasn't there a door with 9 on it in the room that looked like a church? That's where you're going, isn't it? And how do you know that? Santa told me about it while we were looking for Clover. They see. Well, you're correct. That is my destination, but now I must say goodbye to all of you. And please don't forget my warning. Move, and I'll pull the trigger. I don't need her alive to open the door, you know.
Ugh.
As he spoke, Ace began bagging toward the door, practically dragging Lotus behind him.
Like he's gonna kill her anyway, right?
Shit.
He's getting away.
But we can't risk it.
Junpei, Santa, June, and Seven stood frozen. Ace had the face of a man gone mad. They had no doubt he would pull the trigger. Ace had reached the exit.
Now, Lotus, open the door for me, if you would.
He forced Lotus to open it, then turned around and addressed them once more.
Goodbye.
Then he stepped through the door.
Well,
It fell shut. In the blink of an eye, they were gone.
Damn it.
As soon as Ace and Lotus were gone, Junpei and the others leapt for the door in pursuit of Ace. But as Junpei laid his hand on the doorknob,
Oh.
there was a noise behind him. He looked over his shoulder. June was kneeling on the floor, breathing heavily.
This is an odd image to see
Yeah.
now.
hey, June, what happened? Are you all right?
Santa ran to June and wrapped his arm around her before she could collapse all the way.
I think we might have to figure out what is going on with June
How dare you? We've gone this far.
when we come back.